my name is Sophia. I'm one of the headmates in the Melon Patch thingies. I don't know if we call ourselves a system or a group, but I don't know, whatever. And I had this idea based off of a snippet from a video we watched a long time ago to talk about singlets talking over plurals. And that was based on the fact that we had recently watched a Q&A video by Multiplicity and me where, they talk about their experience of why they're, happy with Final Fusion and things, but they didn't expressly say that that was the only way to do things. But I remember this clip from a video of a YouTuber called Granddad's Lounge reacting to a video. So he was reacting to this not so great video by McLean Hospital. We had screen recorded part of it. I wish we had kept those screen recordings. And so originally that was the whole point of the video. But now which I'll get into more, info on that in a later part of this. But I then realized that this is a bigger issue than just one YouTuber misrepresenting how another YouTuber thinks. This is a thing that a lot of people do. There's also this YouTuber called Michelle Mana, who makes content about people allegedly faking DID. And she kind of overgeneralizes a lot. She misuses the term malingering, which is specifically a term where she'll use the term malingering in videos, in places where the correct term would be someone misdiagnosing themselves, where someone tried to self-diagnose and got it wrong, which that can happen sometimes. And that's a massive issue where people will self-diagnose themselves with things and it will be inaccurate sometimes, but the issue, that's not the issue, that's just the thing that happens. Misdiagnoses also happen with doctors and people. Misdiagnosis is just a thing because humans aren't perfect. We don't get it right every time. And so yeah, we don't get it right every time. And so basically humans, aren't perfect. But that's not the issue. The issue at hand is people claiming that those people are inherently faking because they say, oh, I thought I had XYZ, but I didn't. That's not faking. That's misdiagnosing yourself. Also, non-medical forms of plurality exist as well. We might be one of those. Not everything is a medical diagnosis. Just because it's not normal does not mean it's a medical diagnosis. But a lot of people want to treat it like one, which is not okay at all. So, yeah, I also found, of course, there's, r/fake disorder cringe, as we all know. They're lovely to deal with. They kind of just, post a bunch of bullshit about people. They spread misinformation. There are lots of YouTubers calling them out. There is autism. What do they call? I'm Autistic Now What? That's the name of the channel. I'm Autistic Now What has made videos condemning fake disorder cringe for their autism misinformation. And I've seen. I don't know if I've seen anyone specifically condemn their DID misinformation. But then they also can, like, there are YouTubers that make content off of fake disorder cringe. Ablaze is one of those. He spreads all sorts of misinformation about DID and about about DID and about what's what I'm looking for? About like autism. I think he's mentioned ADHD a couple times. It's funny because he never wants to mention Tourette's or tics that much because he's like, oh, you can't tell who's really faking that. Because he doesn't have Tourette's, but he has tics. So he will, he's not going to fake claim the people that have, like, a different, the same thing he has. Why would he do that? Yeah, it's a mess. I don't know whether to make this, like, one of those, like, commentary videos where people, like, edit in, like, content of people doing that, saying things and, like, evidence and stuff, or whether this is just more like a vlog kind of thing. I will say, I am worried that if I put those people that I mentioned, if I put their content in this video, they could, like, take the video down or something, and I don't want my video taken down because some assholes can't, like, handle criticism. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't want my hard work taken down. I know that, like, my editing is not as good as Pine's editing. But that's okay. I'm a little nervous because this is my first ever video. But anyway, I think it is frustrating that rather than people listening to people, they have to talk over them. And they have to say things that aren't helpful or accurate. Like with Granddad's Lounge, I believe the thing he said was something like, so, like, he started listing off a few YouTubers that he thought were, like, faking, and then, this is just what I remember from the video off the top of my head, by the way. So he lists off YouTubers that he thinks are faking, and then he, so he's listing them off, and then he gets to, Jess, from Multiplicity Me, that YouTube channel. He gets to her and says, oh, no, actually, I've actually talked to her. No, she's not faking. Weird how that is. Other things from the taken down video that we wanted to address and react to that like, weren't, that obviously, like, this is just off of my recollection of it. I think after that, he briefly says something like, she obviously didn't want this as part of her life, and, like, chose to, like, get rid of it. And he was, like, talking about that with, like, this tone of, like, that's how people with real DID behave, as if the people who choose functional multiplicity aren't valid. Like, a good example of people who do the functional multiplicity thing is, the entropy system. We recently talked about that. They've been gone from the internet when the whole McLean Hospital thing happened, so, like, they weren't, like, involved in that. Other than they did mention in their, like, one of their streams that they thought that video was a clusterfuck, which it is. And I also like that they support, like, all forms of plurality and aren't the type of people that are like, oh, only traumagenic systems are valid. Like, the DSM does not support that, sorry. And that's the thing, is I feel like there's a lot of, in the plural community, issues of people, fake claiming each other because, and this happens in all communities, like it happens in the trans community. You'll get like the stupid trans meds who are like, oh, you have to fit this specific medical diagnosis to be trans or whatever. Like, no, you have to fit a specific diagnosis to have gender dysphoria, but that you don't have to have gender dysphoria to be trans. Same thing with like plurality. Like, yes, you have to fit a certain criteria to have DID, but not all plurality is DID. And I think a thing I used to believe, on the whole, actually, a thing we used to believe towards the very beginning of our like system discovery was that people who did like the intentionally created systems thing did it to like get attention, or like, I don't know. I mean, it didn't seem real. Like, how could you do this on purpose? Especially because early on, there was I had to break up a lot of fights in the beginning of our like, system discovery. I had to break up quite a few, one fight in particular, actually, was, I had to, my introduction, my first interaction with Pine and Adrian was breaking up a fight between the two of them. So, yeah. It's a bit of a clusterfuck. Anyway, I'll be right back. The dog is barking. I am structuring this a bit like a live stream, I think, despite the fact that because I want to do the live streaming thing, but I'm like scared of people. I'm an introvert, okay? So I went looking for a stream from Granddad's Lounge where he reacted to the McLean Hospital video. He did like a whole 30-minute, I think it was actually an hour-long stream. I had taken a 30-minute screen recording of it because it was 30 minutes of him reacting to the video, and then an hour, or the whole stream was an hour. But anyway, so I had the screen recordings. I deleted these screen recordings because I thought, originally I had recorded them with the idea that I was going to react to the video, that piece by piece, and then I changed my mind and decided I didn't want to. So I deleted the screen recordings because I was like, this is too much editing, and I'd rather do it on stream. And then I've reacted to other Granddad's Lounge videos on stream, but I never got around to reacting to the stream. And by I mean melon patch thingies, because obviously Pine would be the one who'd have been reacting to the stream. But that's pedantic. Just a little bit pedantic. So, but the problem is, so I deleted these. So I went to go back to find the video for the bit of evidence that I need to talk about this. And I cannot find the video that I need at all. Essentially, what I was looking for was an excerpt from the stream where he claims that essentially because Just for Multiplicity and me decided to do Final Fusion, that they really, or she really had DID, where all the other people on the internet don't, because who don't do that, who don't do the Final Fusion thing. And I really needed that quote to be part of this video, so that way you weren't just getting my personal experience on the topic. So if anyone has any idea where that video is, if anyone knows, if anyone has any idea, an archive of that video or something, can you please help me find it? Anyway, my name's Sophia. Thanks for watching. I don't know how the Wayback Machine works. Otherwise, I'd look on there. So, anyway, I, just kind of wanted to, like, vent and talk and just say that, like, I don't know, just why do people feel the need to pull this shit? Like, why? Sorry about the gravelly voice. Why do people do this? I don't understand. Why do people do this? Why do people think it's okay to talk about a group they're not a part of? Like, even if you are trying to be an ally and be supportive to a group, talking about that group's experiences is very bad. One reason that we don't talk a lot in depth about racism like we do other things like ableism, LGBT phobia, sexism a little bit, stuff like that, it's because we're white. And we don't want to talk over people of color, even by accident. So, I mean, we'll like, call out people when we notice them doing things that we know are racist, like if they're white and they're using the N-word, or if they're using, like, dog whistles. Like, in paganism, there's quite a few. Christianity, I don't know, that'd be kind of interesting to look, because, like, I'm a Christian, obviously, Pine's a Christian pagan, Shannon's an atheist, Adrian is who knows what. Adrian doesn't have a label for his faith, but I, very much feel, I don't know, frustrated by people doing this type of stuff, because it's like, you know, if you want to support plurals, more power to you. But you don't do that by trying to talk about it from our perspective. You do that by, like, actually talking about, like, what it's like being a singlet supporting the plural community. Just like if you're a straight person, don't try to talk about LGBT people's experiences. If you try to, like, do that, it will fail. It will epically fail every time. So, yeah, like, it's something where I don't think we've experienced this too much as far as, like, how physical disability people are trying to talk about our experience so much. We do get people who, like, try to decide what we're able to do and things. That happens somewhat because of our anxiety. We are still processing the fact that, like, people can tell when we're anxious. Like, actually, Pine and a coworker of ours got into a little bit of a spat because, like, we were, like, physically feeling kind of dissociated. And I don't know if the dissociation is always anxiety, like, related. It definitely, like, they go hand in hand. We definitely have a very severe case of GAD, of generalized anxiety disorder. It's, one of the first things we started treatment for, and we just recently got it, like, stable. Like, we had it stable for a while, and then it, you know, needed meds adjusting, and then, honestly, getting the ADHD medication, we started Wellbutrin, getting that was, like, the thing that helped us quite a lot. It helped us quite a lot to be able to think more clearly and focus more, and at first it felt like it made, like, communication between us more difficult, but then it actually made it easier, not just for us main fronters, but not that I really consider myself a main fronter, usually I'm, like, in the background, but for those who are part of different like, little cliques and groups within our little plurality. Well, it's quite big plurality. Last time we counted it was 190, and then we, like, a few months ago, and then recently we counted it and it was 195, which, ooh, that's a lot. The highest altar count we've ever had is 235. So we have, it was like, what happened was, like, we discovered everybody, and then I have noticed that changes to our life do seem to upset the apple cart as far as who's frequent fronters and things like that. So like we found out we're gonna be starting a new job soon, so we're gonna have 2 jobs now. So we're gonna be starting a new job soon, and then we are going to. Obviously there was that little spat there that happened. Things were worked out to my understanding, but obviously, when you're used to people dragging out conflict, like, unnecessarily, like, it happens. I think everyone has this experience of, like, in middle school and high school, you and your friends, or you and a friend of a friend get into an argument, and then the person will just, like, keep, even after you've supposedly, like, apologized, made up, and talked through things and worked things out, they will, like, bring shit up when they're mad at you or at other people, and, like, try to kind of use this as, oh, they fought with me once about a thing, so therefore, even, we had a friend, I can picture them very clearly in my head, do this, where they would, if we felt they hurt our feelings, they'd bring up all the conflicts where, you know what, maybe we were wrong. I mean, we're humans. At the end of the day, humans aren't perfect. Like, they'd do that, and be like, well, you hurt my feelings XYZ times, so me hurting your feelings doesn't matter. But then if we ever hurt their feelings, and we played that card, because, I mean, we were immature middle schoolers, so we were both being kind of toxic to each other. If we ever played that card, we got told off. We got told that we're being mean and insensitive, and they literally wouldn't talk to us till we apologized, stuff like that. So, you know, we've been in situations where, like, a person in authority tries to, and they do this to, this teacher, this was a high school teacher, would do this to other people as well, would try to, like, get a kid upset and then claim that, well, that kid's being bad or whatever, like, it was not a good time, in middle school and high school, for various reasons. Mainly high school, it was just that one really mean teacher. In middle school, it was, well, I mean, there was also a friend in high school that, like, when they moved away, they would really kind of mean. They'd, like, prank call us and things, and I think the last straw was them inviting us to a Super Bowl party, to a Super Bowl party, and then, they'd invite us to a Super Bowl party, and then they would, like, I can't think of the word. They wouldn't give us any more information. They just said, like, they just called the night before and said it was either going to be at 11 or, like, 4 o'clock, but then, like, never gave any more info. Well, no, they essentially ghosted us after inviting us to a party. So that was the last straw on that one. But it was kind of one of those things where, like, they'd be our best friend when, like, we were near them, but then if there was any distance between us, they would just ghost us, because, I don't know, they felt like it, I guess. So we're used to people pulling shit. So And we're trying, like, really, really hard to, like, not take that out on our coworkers, and hopefully we are succeeding. But yeah, we are used to people. So with that being said, we're used to people to, like, being anxious about conflicts and things. So the next day when we were, like, super duper anxious about it, we thought nothing of it, just thought it was a just normal, like, reaction response to conflict. Look in the pill sorter the next day, guess who forgot their meds? We did. So that also might have messed things up as well. So yeah, we're just vibing. Headmates who don't normally front, i.e. like me, a few that, like, barely ever front, like Lydia and Quinn, and a few others. I've been out. Our brain is just being a little weird. In fact, Lydia was out so many times over the weekend that she was worried that she was, like, the new host or something, and just kind of freaking out about it. Pine's still here. Pine still participates. Pine is still active. Pine does still front. Just for some reason, a lot of more protective type alters have been fronting a lot more lately, the past few days. And more, not so much like the aggressive protector ones, but more so the, like, no nonsense type. We have quite a few different we consider them, like, different types of protectors in here. We have some that are very much more, like, aggressive, and then we have some that are a bit more, like, protective in, like, the mediation kind of sense of, like, trying to, like, talk things out rather than, like, giving someone a verbal beatdown, if that makes sense. We've had more of the, like, the kind of, I don't know if there's, like, different sub-roles for protectors, in other people's, like, I'm sure other systems have this experience, but I don't know if there's a word for it. But I like having words for things. A lot of times if we don't have words for things, we'll coin our own. Pine is very good at conlanging, I swear. She'll probably come up with a word and post it in the comments and be like, here's our word for this now. I'm not a conlanger. I'm a lot of things, but a conlanger ain't one of them. And in our system, with there being so many headmates, a lot of them have similarities to each other. Aaron and Adrian are a good example of this, or Evelyn and Shannon. There's me and another headmate named Green, who essentially each share the same role, but Green tends to take care of the younger headmates, and I tend to take care of the older ones. Not always, sometimes we both are there, but for some reason the younger headmates find Green comforting, while the older headmates find her scary. They just find the idea that there is a stuffed animal in her brain to be very scary. But talking to a human with the same traits is less scary. So, yeah, that's random system trivia for you. There's just, I don't know, this is just turning into a rambly vlog kind of thing at this point. And that's okay. I actually kind of like it. I just kind of want to info dump more. But anyway. Hopefully you liked today's rambly, ranty video. Sorry we're not doing a great job at sticking to the schedule that we said we'd do, like, as far as content type. Like, we're getting 3 videos out a week, generally speaking. But the types of videos, we seem to have a hard time, like, sticking to, okay, little space on Monday, commentary on Friday, stream archive on Wednesday. So, anyway, I don't know, maybe we need to rework that side of things, and maybe the better expectation is that there's just 3 videos a week, but the content may vary. I don't know. Anyway, hope y'all are having a good day.